Welcome to the Kato Challenge. Now, you ask me, what is the Kato Challenge and why do I want to take it? If you've ever watched any of the classic Pink Panther movies with Peter Sellers or Steve Martin, then you know that Kato was his valet. And Kato's job was to surprise the inspector anytime he could, right? He was jumping out of closets. He was falling off the ceiling. His job was to surprise the inspector so that he'd keep him sharp. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about how the Kato Challenge will help you be sharp and ready for anything, especially when somebody asks you, so what do you do for a living? Now, if you're like me, when I got started, I had verbal diarrhea. I was telling them so much stuff and eventually, people lost interest. So the Kato Challenge is really simple. What it is I want you to sit down and write out what you do in 2 sentences, maybe 3 tops. So, for example, when somebody asks me, what do I do for a living? I tell them, I help Gen Xers stop worrying about retirement and start living life on their terms by teaching them how to build an automated online business working 2 hours a day. That's it. That's all I tell them. And then if they want to know more, if they're curious, I tell them we can talk about this another time. I might give them my phone number. I might give them my email. I might give them my Facebook so they can message me and we can chat later. But I never go into any more of that, because that's not what I was there for. When I meet somebody, maybe I'm out with friends or family and they introduce me to somebody and they ask me, that's when I tell them that. But I never go into more than that. And that's what you want to do. You want to create a short introduction of what you do for a living and leave it at that. Okay. It makes it plain simple, because you do not want to be known as the person like, oh, they're going to try to sell me on something when they walk over here. You don't want to be that person. So now that you've figured out what your introduction is, the next step is to get friends and family to hit you up anytime, any place, and ask you what you do for a living so that you can be ready and have that answer like that. Okay? It's really simple, but it's a lot of fun. So take the time, write out your short introduction of what you do, and then get your friends and family to surprise you, to ask you anytime, any place. It can be at dinner. It can be while you're out with them. It could be, just before going to bed. It doesn't matter. You want to be able to answer that question smoothly. Anyways, guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this and talk to you in the next video.